Have you ever dated someone who seemed perfect on paper, charming, attractive, emotionally available, until the moment things started getting serious? Suddenly they need space, they're not ready, or the classic line, "It's not you, it's me." If this sounds familiar, you've probably encountered what psychologists call a commitment phobe, or more formally, someone with high attachment avoidance, or even full-blown fear of commitment. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of people who avoid commitment. We'll explore why some individuals run from labels, future plans, or anything that smells like permanence, even when they genuinely care about you. By the end of this video, you'll understand the roots of this behavior, the different types of commitment avoiders, the red flags you might have missed, and, most importantly, whether these people can actually change. Hook and stick around until the end, because I'm going to reveal the one question that instantly exposes a true commitment phobe, no matter how good they are at hiding it. Let's get started. Part 1. What commitment avoidance actually looks like. First, let's define what we mean by avoiding commitment. It's not just being afraid of marriage. Commitment avoidance shows up on a spectrum. On the mild end, you have people who refuse to delete dating apps just in case. On the extreme end, you have serial monogamists who bolt the moment someone says, "I love you." Common behaviors include keeping one foot out the door at all times, vague future plans. Let's see where this goes. Hot and cold cycles, intense affection followed by sudden withdrawal, picking fights right when the relationship is going well, saying things like, "I don't want to lose myself," or "I'm scared of hurting you." An almost allergic reaction to labels. Why do we need to define this? The key difference between someone who's just taking things slow and a true avoidant is consistency. A healthy person moves forward gradually. An avoidant moves forward, then backward, then forward again, never fully landing. Part 2, the root causes. Where does this fear come from? So why do some people develop this pattern? Research points to 4 major sources. 1. Early childhood attachment, the big one. About 25% of the population has an avoidant attachment style, and it almost always starts in childhood. If a child's caregivers were emotionally inconsistent, sometimes warm, sometimes distant or dismissive, the child learns depending on others is dangerous. I'm safer keeping people at arm's length. Dr. Philip Shaver and Cindy Hazen's landmark studies in the 1980s showed that adults with avoidant attachment literally suppress attachment-related emotions. Their heart rate stays calm even when discussing abandonment because their brain learned early on, don't get too attached. It hurts less when they leave. 2. Traumatic relationship history. The second big cause is betrayal or heartbreak in adulthood. Someone who was cheated on, abandoned, or stuck in a toxic relationship for years can develop what researchers call secondary avoidance. Their brain says, "See? This is why we don't do commitment." Interestingly, studies from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology show that avoidants often choose anxious partners, creating the famous anxious avoidant trap, also known as the pursuer-distancer dance. 3. Fear of losing autonomy, the "I don't want to be trapped" narrative. Many avoidants grew up in environments where individuality was prized above all else, or where enmeshment was the norm, so closeness feels suffocating. They genuinely believe that committing means losing freedom, identity, or control. Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Heller in their book Attached describe this as the avoidance core belief, intimacy equal to loss of independence. 4. Underlying personality factors. Some commitment avoidance overlaps with narcissistic traits or even schizoid tendencies, not in the clinical disorder sense, but in the preference for emotional distance. There's also a subset linked to adult ADHD or sensation-seeking personalities who fear the commitment will be boring. Part 3, the 3 types of commitment phobes you'll meet. Not all avoidants are the same. Here are the 3 most common types you'll encounter. Type 1, the romantic avoidant. This is the classic "I love you but I'm scared" person. They fall hard and fast, idealize you, then deactivate when things get real. They often have a disorganized or fearful avoidant attachment style, meaning they want closeness but are terrified of it at the same time. Type 2, the dismissive avoidant. These are the cool, calm, hyper-independent types. They pride themselves on not needing anyone. They rarely say "I love you" first, keep exes as friends, and genuinely believe relationships are overrated. Dismissives score highest on self-reliance and lowest on emotional expressiveness. Type 3, the situational avoidant. This person is capable of commitment. Just not with you right now. They'll say things like, I really like you, but I'm focusing on my career, or I just got out of something heavy. Sometimes this is legitimate. Often it's a polite way of saying, I don't see long-term potential. Part 4, why they keep coming back, the push-pull cycle. One of the most confusing parts, avoidants often return after pulling away. Why? When you give them space, their attachment system finally calms down. The threat of engulfment disappears, and suddenly, they miss you. This is called the avoidance deactivation cycle. Neurochemically, distance lowers cortisol stress and raises dopamine reward, so they feel the spark again. But the moment you get close again, cortisol spikes and the cycle repeats. Part 5, can a commitment phobe actually change? This is the million-dollar question. The short answer, yes, but only under specific conditions. 1, they must recognize the pattern themselves. Most avoidants don't think they have a problem. They think relationships are the problem. 2, they need secure attachment experiences over time. Research by Dr. Sue Johnson, Emotionally Focused Therapy, shows that consistent emotional responsiveness can slowly rewire avoidant attachment. 3, therapy helps enormously, especially schema therapy, EFT, or attachment-based psychotherapy. 4, they have to want intimacy more than they want independence. Studies show about 30 to 50% of avoidants can shift towards secure attachment if they do the work. The rest stay stuck, often cycling through relationships their entire lives. Realistically, though, change takes years, not months. If you're waiting for someone to finally commit, ask yourself how long you're willing to wait. Part 6. Red flags. You're dealing with a true avoidant. Here are the biggest signs. Write these down. They've never had a relationship longer than X months, years, and they're proud of it. They flinch at future-oriented language. What are we doing for New Year's? Their exes are either crazy or they needed space. They sabotage right when things are going well. They keep backups, emotional or literal. They say, I've never felt this way before, to multiple people. Physical intimacy is easy. Emotional intimacy is hard. And here's the one question that exposes them instantly. After 6 to 12 months of dating, casually ask, if everything stayed exactly like this, same level of time together, same dynamic, forever, would you be happy? A secure person says, no, I'd want more eventually. An avoidant says, yes, this is perfect, or gets visibly uncomfortable. Part 7, how to protect yourself whether you stay or leave. If you're involved with an avoidant, here's what actually works. 1, don't chase when they pull away. This triggers their deactivation harder. 2, state your needs clearly and calmly, then hold boundaries. 3, focus on your own life and emotional security. The less you need them, the safer they feel. Ironic, but true. 4, don't take their distance personally. It's not about your worth. 5, decide your timeline. You're allowed to leave even if they might change someday. Conclusion. Here's the hard truth. People who truly avoid commitment aren't doing it to hurt you. They're protecting themselves from a pain most of us can't even imagine. The terror of being trapped, engulfed, or abandoned once they finally let someone in. That doesn't mean you have to stay and fix them. Love should not feel like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. If you recognize yourself in this video, if you're the one who runs, know that healing is possible. But it starts with admitting that independence at the cost of connection is loneliness wearing a cape. And if you're the one loving an avoidant, remember, you deserve someone who chooses you as easily as they breathe. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you make sense of a confusing situation, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dive psychology content every week. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever dated a commitment phobe? What was your biggest realization? I'll see you in the next one. Take care of your heart.